Good morning, good morning. So, with all of these buildings that call themselves churches and that call themselves Christian and congregations, with all these buildings that have these gay pride flags, the symbol for pride and sexual deviancy, flying over their doors and over their buildings, we say, oh, pray for them because they're so misled and lost. But the leaders of these places, these congregations, they know what they're doing. Now, yeah, it may be true that the congregations may be misled. You have so many people out there that are seeking and searching for something more because they know that there's something more in life. And then you have false prophets and just pure evil movements that are leading people into darkness. They're telling them, oh, it's okay to be homosexual. It's okay to practice homosexuality. They have accepted that it is a sexual orientation. They've accepted that it's okay to be that way because, hey, if we don't offend them, then their pocketbooks and their wallets aren't going to walk out the door with them. And let's not offend them so that we can keep them here. Because we can just love on them. But how's that been working for you? How has tolerance and acceptance worked for you so far? All you've done is open up a door to let them know that it is okay to remain in sin and come and gather with our congregation. That's what you've told them. And mind you, all of these people that are being misled, they will be held accountable as well, because just because you've allowed somebody to mislead you does not mean that you will not be held responsible for your own actions, because God has provided us through his very creation and through his infallible, inerrant word, his truth. He has provided us his truth, and his truth is all we need. His truth tells us exactly what is what and what is not. His truth tells us that we are born, we are created, we are intended to be heterosexual, that there's no mention of heterosexual in his word, because heterosexuality was the absolute only sexuality that ever existed and still only exists, because homosexuality and lesbianism and transgenderism and all these other gender confusion flip-flop nonsense, it's sickening. But all these other things, they're just sin. They're sin. If you fall into sin, you fall into sin. But that doesn't mean that you remain in sin and then you come and praise and worship God because the church is going to tell you that you were born that way. You were supposed to be that way. Oh, you know what? We are all born into sin and we're shaped in iniquity, but we sure as heck aren't supposed to remain in it. And so we better wake up, church, because I see all of these. You know what? I have contacted more pastors in the past month than I have met in my entire 7 years of walk. And do you know how many have responded? Maybe 10. And that is sad. I have contacted pastors, I've contacted ministry leaders, and I was like, you know what? Let me just bring this truth. I want to talk about this petition. What we need to do is change the laws. If we change the laws, then these businesses and these congregations and everybody else won't be so afraid and won't be walking on eggshells. They'll say, no, I don't have to worry about being sued, although that shouldn't be a concern anyway, because I sure as heck don't care. You know what? I could have everything, and you know what? Sue me. Sue me. If I'm standing up for God's truth, sue me. Sue me, take me to court, beat me, hang me, do whatever you must. But that's not going to stop that's not going to stop me from bringing God's truth. That's not going to make me, because you know what? Listen to me, pastors and ministry leaders and ministers. just by not allowing his truth. And it doesn't have to just be me. I'm not saying that because I want to come in and minister the truth and give testimony and tell about this petition and this referendum that we're working on. It's not because of that, because it could be anybody. There are a lot of people who have been rescued and saved out of the LGBTP movement. A lot of them. And you better start opening your doors to them and allowing the truth to be told and allowing people to be encouraged and given hope, because there is freedom from being LGBT. There is freedom from all the other sexual deviant behaviors and sins. There is freedom. And if people can't come to the church, can't come to the body of Christ to praise and worship God and receive that hope and that encouragement, then what are they coming for? What are they coming to receive? To receive your message so they can drop a few dollars in your bucket? My goodness, people, we are so far off. We are so far off from what Jesus Christ instilled, the foundation that he laid. We are so far off. We're so far gone. The foundation that Jesus Christ laid is nothing that you see today. Nothing. I go on to Christian websites and I want to read and I want to see what they're saying about the LGBT movement and how they're trying to help in this cause, to encourage and give people hope that there's freedom. There's freedom, that it's not a lifestyle, it's a death style, that it's not a sexual orientation, that it is sin. And I go onto these websites and these blogs and I read their articles and they say, well, we're not going to discriminate against nobody because of their sexual orientation. What is wrong with you? There is no sexual orientation outside of heterosexuality that God created and intended sexuality. None. There is absolutely no sexuality outside of heterosexuality. Everything else is sin. Oh. It breaks my heart when I reach out to a so-called pastor and I say, I was rescued and freed from 30 plus years of the homosexual transgender world. I was healed. I was healed from full-blown AIDS. I was on my deathbed from osteoporosis, diabetes, depression, anxiety, bipolar, everything. And they say, oh, that's fantastic. I would love to come and tell your congregation about it. Oh, no, they're not ready for that. I wouldn't want to offend them. Listen to me. The church is not a building. It is the body of Christ. And if people come to the church, to the body of Christ, because they're seeking and searching and looking for more, they want hope and they want encouragement, they want love and support, then you sure as heck better give them the truth. You sure as heck better offend them and let them know that they're living in sin. You better give them truth in some way, shape, or form. Not just pulling out verses and deciding what they mean, but giving them truth. I can't tell you how many people come to me after I give testimony and say, oh my gosh, you've given me hope. I can pray for my child again. I gave up on him or I gave up on her because I had no hope. My pastor couldn't give me hope. How many people contact me and say, I've been working with my pastor for 2 years. 2 years I've been working with a pastor and my pastor hasn't given me any hope. I take 5 minutes to read your testimony and you've given me hope. Because there is hope. There is hope in the truth, and the truth is Jesus Christ. My goodness. Pastors, ministry leaders, deacons, whatever you want to call yourself, wake up. Allow the truth, the pure, honest to God truth be told. You all have a blessed day. I am, and please just pray for me and my safe travels as I drive around Maine looking for some pastors who truly want to shepherd their flock. God bless you all. Peace.